So please come to stage Dimitrios Christodoulou from Digital for Planet. Big round of applause. And you are a software engineer at Digital for Planet in Zurich, in Switzerland. And he is one of the people who thought, well, just one master's degree? No, I will do 2 master's degrees. And he holds a master's degree from the ETH Zurich as well as from the University of Thessaly in Greece. And today we will hear a little bit about, well, how he details and visions building for automatic continuous compliance systems into machine learning systems. And with that being said, the stage is absolutely yours. Thank you for being here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dimitrios Christodoulou, and I'm working in Digital for Planet as a software engineer. And today, with my presentation, I would like to answer a question that is important in the AI world and that seriously affects humans and how they and the acceptability of the AI solutions. So, can compliance built into the ML pipeline? In this question, there is no an easy answer. So we are partners in the European project called Certain. And during this project, we are working together with other partners to find the solution. Like, before presenting the work that we're doing there and trying to give an answer to the previous question, we are gonna watch like a small video that explain a bit more about the project, and then we are gonna put more details.
AI is transforming our world, from how we travel to how we care for our health, and even how we power our cities. But with AI playing such a big role, how do we make sure it's safe, fair, and follows the rules? Certain is a European initiative helping organizations build AI that's trustworthy, transparent, and regulation-ready. We develop a compliance assessment framework, including tools, guidelines, and how to build ad hoc testing processes so companies can focus on building better AI without breaking the rules. Certain helps you track how AI makes decisions, stay legally and ethically compliant, and cut energy use and risk. We help you ensure your AI complies with EU standards, and we're testing our framework across real industries through data spaces, proving it works in the real world. Certain is more than a project. It's a growing European community working together to shape responsible AI. We build trust in AI by ensuring it is used safely, ethically, and in compliance with EU regulations. Certain supports the full AI value chain by providing tools and guidelines for data holders, data spaces, AI providers, and AI users. We validate our solutions through real-world testing in 7 pilot projects across 6 different business sectors to ensure acceptance and adoption. And Certain makes AI understandable by focusing on clear and transparent communication for the general public. Certain, making AI clear, compliant, and built for trust.
So after
Und Herr
the video,
Bettickel darf ich jetzt bei mir begrüßen.
let's move a bit, let's dive and explain a bit more about the project in more details. As you can see, our big vision is to make static ML pipelines to an automatic compliance pipeline. So this requires to build an automated compliance toolkit that can bring to AI explainability and trust to all the systems. And not only afterwards, after someone is building their own ML product, but from the beginning, from the scratch. And we are targeting to make it easier for the developers to integrate the compliance into the ML pipeline, since it's a bit challenging to keep track of the legal and also translate it to the technical world. Before the technical part, an extensive legal analysis should be performed. You know, in US, everything is more easy for innovation. They don't have so much strict regulation. But on the other side, here in Europe, we have a lot of constraints to do that. So our legal team is studying all the relevant regulation, for instance, the EU Act and GDPR. And they are trying to define compliance criteria and formalize what the law requires. Then this obligation are mapped to all the ML pipeline participants. So in this way, we can make the complex legal text translated into actionable constraints for each stakeholder. This legal analysis is the backbone of our technical work. So the tool that we are trying to build a compliance tool. The tool will be integrated into the ML pipelines, and it's going to extract useful metadata that can be from all the stages that can later be translated and explain the AI system in the meaningful words. And this metadata, they are going to be explained using the Ontology technologies. And at the end, after we have all the metadata and explained by the ontologies, a regulatory compliance check should be performed to have a final decision if your model is compliant or not. To make our work, to make sure that our work works, the project result will be tested under operational conditional to 7 different areas. For instance, we're going to work with biometrics and finance and health, where the data for the training is very sensitive and they need to meet several criteria. And also we have various other aspects like energy and IT companies. So how exactly we're going to approach that technically? So here we're going to present a certain pipeline. The certain pipeline consists of three main steps. The first one is the Semantic MLOps Engine that tracks all the metadata that we require. The second step is like the ontologies, the ontology mapping that is focusing to extract them, to express the metadata. And the last step is the RegOps tool that is responsible for making a decision and check if the ML is compliant or not. So the overall idea is like that we have the MLOps engine that collects all the metadata that they require from the ontology to express the MLOps. And based on that metadata, the RegOps tool can make a final decision. So the first step into our technical backbone is the Semantic MLOps Engine. Its purpose is to enable continuous and automated tracking of metadata across the entire AI lifecycle. And the MLOps engine, it's automatically gathered and logs technical and contextual metadata, observing all the AI events that are happening to your system and ensure consistency and machine-readable representation. And why does this matter? Because in order to have all that compliance check, you need a demanding compliance overhead and also a lot of manual documentation. Having this Semantic MLOps engine, you can enable continuous compliance check and not static audits. And it improves also the transparency since we keep track of everything. The second step is the ontology. This takes the collected raw metadata from the MLOps engine and transform it and translate it into machine interpretable semantic representation. It maps the events into a virtual knowledge graph and bridges the gap between the legal text and the technical details and the technical implementation. And this is why it's also useful, since like translating all the technical and translated all the legal document into actionable constraints, it's very difficult, and also enables like reasoning over what, why, and when it changes over your cycle of development. The final step is the RegOps tool, which give you an automated continuous compliance assessment. Its purpose is to develop innovative methods to detect bias and data quality problems. And the main problem here is like they're trying to support compliance with EU regulatory compliance, especially in critical areas like health and finance. In order to do that, like the RegOps, it should be like an end-to-end compliance workflow. And we're focusing to be a modular integration of domain and user-specific case to achieve that. And why does this matter again? Like, make the compliance check requires a lot of manual and one-off set assessment. However, like with RegOps Tool, you can automate this and provide to all the startups, for instance, an automated workflow. And ensure, like, and also translate the high-level requirements into concrete executable technical processes. So in conclusion, we are delivering the blueprint for a competitive compliance European data market. We are transferring test regulatory constraints into an automated MLOps workflow that you can integrate it easy to your ML pipelines and be compliant all the time from the beginning. And also, we are working toward this scalable, sustainable, and trustworthy AI innovation. Since, for instance, having all of that rules, sometimes it's reduced the innovation. So having this automated compliance tool can speed up the innovation and achieve your goals. And that was like the presentation. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions.
And with that being said, we open up for questions again. Who wants to start? Very good. We already have a question. The microphone is coming to you.
Is it working? Yeah, it seems to be working. Thank you very much for a very interesting presentation. A very ambitious project, really. I was thinking the whole time, like, there is a reason why we don't audit or like don't automate audit, just because compliance is a very specific thing to the organizational context of a particular enterprise. So seeing an automated approach to it, I think it would be like very difficult from technical perspective. But either way, since the AI Act is coming upon us, even after the deadlines have been postponed, I think for 2027 of certain systems, what is the timeline or like plan for a timeline for the rollout of this project?
So yeah, it's like an ambitious project, like, and especially when all of that document is, it's like a living organization and all the time is extended. So the project, it started last year and it's 3 years project. So we are almost in the half. So the outcome is gonna be at the end of 2027, if I'm right. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question. Who else wants to ask something? I think I saw another hand up. Okay, in that case, I will ask something. Just out of curiosity, what are the most exciting next steps that you're going to take with your team where you say, hey, this is super, super exciting that I want to share?
Regarding the project?
Yeah.
So yeah, like the most important thing that we need to do in that project is like not to be static, and in order to be more like automated. So in order to achieve like a high automation in that field, you need to be first like static. So for me, the next important step is like build like a very strong static implementation and then moving to a more automated and continuous improvement of the certain project. So for instance, if some changes is happening in the regulation, you can automatically change the whole pipeline, and the whole pipeline, as you see in the 3 main steps, they can somehow alone, like probably using LLMs and the AI, it's a bit contradictory, but okay, to adjust themselves and start collecting the data by their own that is needed for the compliance. So you don't need to care a lot for the new version and everything. So you're gonna have like a tool that it's take care for it. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. We have one more question, as I can see that. The microphone is being brought to you. We cater full service.
Yeah, I would like to ask about this ontology mapping. So you're doing pilots for very different sectors, right? Do you create the ontology from scratch on each of the sectors? Is this being done by AI? Yeah, or you do it manually? How does it work exactly? Do you have a base and then it specializes a bit more on each sector?
Yeah, I will try to answer this, otherwise you can take the floor. So I think that we are starting from previous various ontologies that already exist, and we started from scratch, collecting all the data from the previous work, and we extended a bit. So I think it was manually, but also we have Fabian that can give more ideas and information to that if you want to share.
We can talk during the break, this was my work.
Okay. Do we have any more questions? Yes, we have one over there. Please bring the microphone.
Thank you for the nice talk. I'm really interested in how you represent the legal regulations, legal texts in your system. Do you use some standards to do that? So how do you extract the rules out of GDPR, for example?
So we have our legal team that is working on that and try to transform the legal text to technical requirements. And also we have like the ontology that give us like what exactly we need to collect to be compliant. So we mapped like the text into the ontologies, the legal requirements into the ontologies. And then based on the ontologies, we start extracting all the metadata that it's required. But for the analyzing of the legal regulation and everything, we have a team that is working close with our technical team to bridge the gap. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dimitrios. Thanks for the talk. Thanks for being here. A big round of applause, please.